I got Menace here from The Woody Show.
Hi.
But most importantly, I got my friend from way, way back when I first moved to L.A. Jay, you might not know this, but you gave me a set at some room. I don't even know where it was. It was some kind of bar or something.
I know where it was.
Where was it?
World Cafe in Santa Monica.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's when that was the first day I ever met you.
Yeah.
And did you just move to L.A. at that time?
Well, I started stand-up in 01.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I started
that
that
was
room.
2003.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
2003. So you just started it?
Yeah, pretty much. I did, after a year of stand-up, I started that room.
No, it was about 2004 now that I think about it. 2004. Yeah. So whatever that was, that's when I first met you.
Yeah.
Always been nice.
That's how I met a lot of dudes. I would just find dudes that I liked. I'm like, yo, come do this show. And people would because I had a crowd.
Weren't you from Boston?
Yeah.
And
Still
then
am, dude.
No, but what I'm saying, did you start in Boston?
No, I started in LA.
Oh, you started here?
Yeah.
Wow. This whole time I thought you started in Boston, moved to LA.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Everyone did. I didn't know I was going to do stand-up. I moved here to write and act. And
No
then
doubt.
people were like, you're funny. You should do stand-up. And I was like, all right.
Really?
First show, Dublin's.
Dublin's. When Dublin's was Dublin's.
Oof. Yeah.
If you guys don't know what Dublin's, it's no longer there now. If you go to Sunset Strip, it's not even there. It's gone. The
Yeah,
building's
it's gone.
actually gone. Legendary shows.
Yeah. How did you guys even link up, though? How did you reach out to Joe?
No,
I
he
have
didn't
no
reach
idea.
out to me. I met him through a mutual friend.
Okay.
And he brought me to your night.
Oh,
I don't even know
okay.
who brought me there. I totally forget.
Yeah.
But I just remember you gave me a set, and I was like, oh, that was so cool. Thank you. Because I didn't have anything out here. I
Yeah,
didn't know
well, Joe
anybody.
Koy, dude, always ran with great energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just on stage, what I'm saying off stage. Because when you like run a show and you meet comics, you're not going to... I know dudes that came to that show that I was like, nah, just because of their energy.
Yeah.
This dude is like a light, you know? And I was like, oh, yeah, he can go up, you
Oh,
know?
nice.
That's
Yeah.
why when we went to Montreal together, we were goofs, dude.
We were man, I'm telling you, I don't think there'll ever be a group like us from Montreal. We were, it was, first of all, Brian was there.
Yeah, Brian was there for
So
sure.
Brian was there. You were there. I can't even remember the other two names. It was just you and five of, it was like five of us total. Just
Just running around, yeah.
Just running around every show. That was fun, man.
All I remember is we were, it was a big deal getting
Yeah.
the new faces in Montreal.
Yep.
And everyone in the green room beforehand is like nervous and stressing.
Yep.
And Joe and I had this running gag the whole weekend that we were going to try to do anything we could to get a deal. So we would be fake giving each other BJs in the green room. Like, dude, just trying to get a
so
deal, man.
funny. It was so funny.
And we were
Yeah.
dying. Everyone else
Like,
was just like,
what-
stressed.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
us, dude.
yeah, TV show, everything. We were going to get it. Through our mouth.
Through your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Joe about this before, or energy level, like I've met comics before where on the stage, they're just off the wall, but then when we're face to face, it's just like, I don't know, boring, one word answers, just a wall.
They turn it off, you
Yeah,
mean?
and then you
Yeah.
you totally forget about those guys.
Yeah.
You know?
You mean
have
when they
no
come into your
memories.
radio station, you
Yeah,
mean?
when they stop by the radio station, I'm super hyped to meet them because I've watched all their specials or I've watched clips of them online.
Yeah.
And then when I meet them, they're like, hey, hi, what's up?
I mean,
Well,
what
how's-
time in the morning is it?
No, it could be in the morning, it could be in the afternoon. I mean, I won't name names, but some of them just bad, man.
Really?
Yeah. Totally different person than from on the stage and then off. But there's some radio people like that too. They just turn it on when the mic's on.
I don't like it when radio people want to set your jokes up. That's I like. What
Yeah.
kind of interview is that?
First of all, how many
Don't
years?
set
Yeah.
me up.
I
How
know.
many years were you walking into radio and they were asking you about orange chicken? Probably 4 years. You probably did.
I wanted to kill him.
Probably
Yeah,
4
yeah.
years.
I wanted to kill him.
So you're Filipino, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
worst setup.
Yeah.
The worst setup.
Hey, I am the same. I agree
Yeah.
with you completely, but
Yeah.
I will say this. I bet. Do you remember when you did the Tonight Show and you did
Yeah.
that orange chicken and you went back and you're grabbing the curtain?
Yeah.
That is Joe
Yeah.
Koy.
Yeah.
No one, who is getting a chance at the Tonight Show and be like, hey, I'm going to do this gag where I walk to the back of the stage and grab the curtain? No one. But you did. I watched that set
Yeah.
so many times.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I recorded on
man.
VHS, dude.
Dude,
and then like
really?
would show friends. So I get why people would ask so many times because it's one of those jokes that probably grabs so many people, and they're like, you've got to see this joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously because you're talented, you grew past that, and
Yeah.
have done so much more.
It's like
but-
being that musician that has that colossal hit, and you gotta, and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta perform this again.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of them where they just yell it out during my show, and I'm like,
Still.
Yeah.
Still.
oh, they'll yell ting ting.
Yeah.
They'll yell Joseph.
Yeah.
They'll yell orange
Oh.
chicken. Orange chicken, not so much, but ting ting all the time. They'll go
But-
ting ting. If I even just say, oh, my son, if I just say my son, they immediately ting ting. I'm like, bro.
At what
He's
point in the
16 now. He's not pulling on his green dick anymore.
That's amazing.
I hate hecklers at shows, and I'm not even a comic. I hate
There's
it.
certain kind that are that aren't that bad. There's some
Really?
that are there's the
I hate 'em
fan
all.
ones. Yeah, that's true. I do that. They don't know that they're disrupting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are some where you're like, okay, I get it. You're really excited, so I can't get mad at you.
Yeah.
Then there's the ones that the typical ones where I
Yeah,
just
the
the
people
ones I
that
want
are-
to destroy.
That
Yeah.
are hammered. I think.
But like, I can't get mad at the ting ting person.
Yeah. Did you share a story where you were just a fan and you went to see a comic and then you started saying the punchlines?
Who?
Did
Oh
you?
yeah, I did that to Brian Regan. Oh,
Yeah.
Wait,
This is even embarrassed to say it.
what happened?
How old were you?
Yeah.
Oh, I was 18.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
1999, I think it was. No, 1989. It was
Yeah.
1989. I was at the Riviera Comedy Club. No. I was at the Harrah's Improv. And Brian Regan was the headliner. And I was in love with Brian Regan. And this is like he was doing Cup of Dirt and all that. And I yelled out every single one.
Are you serious?
Were you doing stand up yet?
Nope. Oh, no, I was doing stand-up, but I wasn't like what I am
Yeah,
now.
of
I
course.
was like doing open mics and stuff.
That
And
is
me and my friend
hilarious.
Chris, we were such big Brian Regan fans. We were just sitting in the back. I didn't know how to act in a comedy club. I've been to them, but this guy was my holy shit. And he wasn't doing any of them. We were
Yeah.
like 45 minutes in. I'm like, cup of dirt! Swear to God. The minute it would go silent, we would throw something out. And then I swear to God, this is what Brian would go, okay, how do I get into a bit where it doesn't sound like someone just yelled out the punchline? And then he goes, you remember science projects? Classic. I did 4 of them. I think I said donuts, and I said cup of dirt, a good eye. I said, good eye! And then he goes, how do I talk about
Funny.
baseball?
That's hilarious.
Dude, it was great.
I
One of the
worked
best night. And I apologized to him at the bar.
And was he cool?
Oh, he was cool, but you could tell he was like. Now I understand.
Yeah.
Who that is, who I was now.
Yeah,
how
for sure.
annoying I
Right,
was to him,
right.
Yeah.
but how much he loved and appreciated me. But it was annoying.
I went clean in comedy because of Brian Regan.
Really?
I was like, it was right after Montreal. They asked me to host for him at Irvine Improv. It was the last weekend he was ever going to do a club, right?
Wow.
And my manager was like, hey, do you want to host for Brian Regan? I was like, yeah, okay. And my manager goes, you don't even know who Brian Regan is, do you? And I go,
You did it?
yeah, I didn't. And I go, no. And he goes, dude, like, this is Brian Regan, bro. And I was like, I knew nothing. And I was like, I wasn't clean. I was like kind of clean, but then I watched him and he murdered for an hour.
Yeah.
No
What year is
damn,
this?
no shit, no hell.
What year?
2005.
Yeah.
And-
he's still banging them out.
Whew.
I mean, he's still banging them out now,
Yeah.
but that I bet you 2005 was epic
Yeah, it was.
at the Improv because he only does theaters now.
Yeah. This
so
is the
like
last
that
one.
was the last time you ever got to see him. I'm telling you, there's nothing like
Yeah.
like Comedy Club for any comic. First of all,
Yeah.
let's just put that out there. But Brian Regan especially.
Is there any
There's
reasoning?
just something. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just him.
Is there-
his face, his body,
You're
like you get
close
this-
to it.
Yeah.
What about it made you? What about that experience made you want to like just go clean then?
So anyway, he crushed so hard
Yeah.
on the cleanest material you've
Yeah.
ever. He did a bit about seeing somebody. He goes, you ever see somebody driving in an RV and they got stuff tied to the front, stuff tied to the back, stuff tied to the roof, and they're just sitting there driving going, we got so much stuff we can't even fit it all inside. It's the simplest thing. And he would murder. And I went up to him. I went up to him afterwards and I go, hey man, can I ask you something? He goes, yeah, what's up? And I go, why do you work clean? And he goes, there's so many other words you can use in place of swear words. Why would you even bother? These other words are so much more interesting. And I was like, yep.
Yeah.
It was one of those, light went off. And then I went 8 years clean. And then after 8 years, I was like, no one gives a fuck if I'm clean.
Man.
There's a difference between,
am
like,
I doing?
what is this bullshit?
I know.
There's a big difference between clean, like suitable that you can get by for TV,
Yeah.
and Brian Regan, Jim Gaffigan, Nate Bargatze. They can go perform in churches.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
for
right.
me, I still had like edge and a POV that was a little too harsh for like being clean.
Even
you know
without
what I mean?
even without the words.
Yeah,
It was still-
yeah, for sure.
But I mean, there's a way of cursing where it's not dirty. Like I'll say dirty words, and
Yeah.
it's not like I'm a dirty comic, and it's like people
No.
appreciate that.
I think as long as it's not excessive, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Excessive.
sometimes I think that sometimes the curse word is part of the. If you're telling a story, it's part of the emotion.
But I don't
right?
like
Yeah.
that though.
You don't like what?
No, I know what you're getting at, but there are certain tricks where the curse word is the punch. And,
No,
and I think
I-
that's kind of lazy.
No, I don't mean the punch. I mean,
You know what I
it's-
mean? Where
yeah.
they sell it with
Yeah,
fuck. What
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
No, I mean sometimes it's a legit part of the emotion, though. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a lot of stuff like Pryor did, I think was like when he was telling those stories, that was the element. You know what I mean? That he was in.
Yeah.
So it kind of needed
Yeah,
that.
you can't be in a whorehouse and
Exactly.
think that he wasn't sweating.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And talk about cup of dirt.
Yeah.
Brian Regan, there's a lot of comics that I love. That Brian Regan was my everything. I got to see him, and this is when I lived in Vegas. So I was going to. There was no open mics. That's why I had to like start theaters. I rented out theaters and sold tickets to my own shows out
No
there.
way.
Yeah, man.
You'd front the money?
Yeah, man.
At what age?
I was I don't know, 20, 21. What? Yeah, and I would rent theaters
And how many people would you get in there?
like 600-700.
no way.
Yeah, man.
And did you charge?
I got a sponsor. I would get sponsors. I would get local sponsors. I remember one ticket on the back of my ticket. So I would make a ticket from Kinko's, right? And on the back of the ticket was a coupon. And that was my sales pitch. I got over 800 people coming to the show. And so that'll be 800 coupons. And if you could just buy the back of the coupon, of the ticket.
And would that be enough to cover the
yeah,
cost?
they would give me $1,000 to make that a coupon.
And then how much was the theater?
The theater would cost me like $550, but
Oh
I
my
also have to
God.
buy insurance, which was like $250. It's like $1,000 full investment. Well, no, because I still had to fly the comics out.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Dude.
and then I was sponsored by a black company called Dada Footwear. They were like Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg and all that.
Yeah.
So I would fly all these comics out, and Dada Footwear would front the money and give me shoes to give away to people. And my mom's house looked like a Foot Locker because we had so many Dada shoes. My mom was wearing Dada footwear.
That is dope.
Real talk, man.
Just as
That's why
slippers?
if you ever
Yeah.
watch me wear, if you ever see me on the Apollo where I won the Apollo, I'm wearing a hat, a black hat, and it says Dada Supreme. That's why I wore it because they flew me out to do the Apollo.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, it was crazy, man.
I love on Bobby Lee's podcast.
Yeah.
He was talking about flying out to those theater shows
Yeah, when
that
I
you
would
put
fly 'em
together.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I would fly him out.
Who
Yeah.
who was the biggest name you flew out?
JB Smooth before anyone even knew him.
And
That
how
was
did
like
you know him?
1997.
How'd you know him?
Because I did a show. I was on the Black College Comedy Tour.
Got it.
So I was on this where they only did black colleges. Well, it wasn't black colleges because we would play big colleges. It was just like the black student union would
Yeah.
fly us out. So you had to have diversity. You couldn't have all black comedians come to the show. You had to have an other, and I was other.
Dude, that's my
yeah.
favorite is when I do a black show and I'm like the other.
You're the other.
Yeah.
That's all you are.
It's the
you're,
best.
you're not a name. You're not Jay Larson. You're other.
It's
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, we're trying to get to some more, and Jay's going out. Yeah, so I opened for some more, and JB and Michael Blackson, and so I would literally tell them that I had a show in Vegas, and I would fly them out. So I had Michael Blackson there, I had JB, I had oh man, I can go on for days, man. Pierre, Honest John, Jay Lamont. Yeah, it was crazy. I was kind of like the Def Jam of Vegas.
Yeah, for sure.
And then that's why it took me so long to move to LA because I was making so much money in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then I was making so much money in Vegas with my comedy club that comedy clubs were like, "Hey, man,
Yeah, what's going on?
can
Yeah.
you come over here?" I was like,
Amazing.
"Why? Why would I go over to you when I can get all the money?"
Did you have a street team?
No, I was a street team.
And his
Yeah.
mom, yeah.
Yeah, my mom too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, was that your name on the Black Comedy Tour street team?
street
You
team.
got the street team.
In the
It's crazy though to even think about it, how far back it went. You know what I mean? This is about you, by the way. I don't know why I'm talking
Yeah,
about
I
Who
me.
gives a shit, dude? That's about hustle right there.
Well, that's why when
That is
Netflix didn't give me that
hustle.
special, my first one, Live from Seattle, they
Yeah.
didn't give it to me. They said no to me, and that's why I was like, I paid for it. I paid for that whole special.
Yeah.
So I 100% everything, director, producer, lighting guy, sound guy, venue, promoter. I paid for all that 100%, and then I brought it to Netflix and sold it to them.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Did you?
Yeah, and they were like, nah. I rented the El Rey. I put
Yeah.
the show on, director, the whole
Really?
thing. The whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I literally was like, when they said no, I was heartbroken because I was like, first of all, what? Like the numbers that I was doing on the road, like
Yeah.
really? And then, but I was like, you know what? If they don't buy it, then I'll put it somewhere. I'll put it on YouTube. I didn't even give a shit. I was like, I need to get this hour out.
Yeah.
So, but I remember them saying like, we'd love for you to shoot it, but we're not gonna say that we're gonna offer to pay or anything like that. We have no ties to this.
Yeah.
And I remember when they said that, they were basically saying, "Don't do it. Just don't do it." Like they
don't
were
waste your money.
indirectly
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
"Just don't do it. This is a bad investment." But
Yeah.
I was like, "No, fuck it, man."
Yeah, but in hindsight, doesn't it make sense? You are a producer. You've
Yeah.
been producing yourself from Jump Street.
Yeah.
Right.
Same with me. That was the same thing. I produced my show that you came to. I was always, you either get in this game and people are like, oh, yeah, we'll help. Or you
Yeah.
get in this game and you're like, nah, I think I got an idea of what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then you start doing it, you know?
Yeah, man. For real though, that's the only way you can get into this business. If you're gonna sit there and wait for someone to help you,
Never gonna have it.
you might as well retire now.
Yeah.
Do it yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had a question about, so you started in LA and then going to Boston. I feel like doing shows in Boston would be kind of rough. Because,
Really? Why?
Because I feel like there's so much pride in the city of Boston. People,
Man, the
that live
Wilbur
there.
is the ultimate comedy club.
Yeah,
If
but I
you've
feel
never-
like you kind of got to be a homer for Boston, though.
No.
No,
They
they
love
love
they
comedy.
love comedy, bro.
Yeah.
They love comedy.
I will
They're
say-
a comedy town.
I will tell you this. I've been doing stand up for 2 months, and this girl, Courtney Cronin. Do you remember Courtney Cronin? She helped me out. She saw me do stand up the first night, was like, hey, when you go back to Boston, if you need to get a set, I know a guy. She put me in contact, got me 5 minutes at this club. I did really well. That was 2 months into comedy. Then at 6 months into comedy, I was going back home. I called the guy again. I go, hey, man, I'm coming back. You think I could get another set? He's like, yeah, I can throw you 5 minutes. And I was like, I was kind of hoping for more than 5 minutes. And he goes,
Yeah.
well, how much time are you looking to do? I'm like,
7.
I go, 20?
20?
I asked for 20. He goes, I can't give you 20. I go, why not? He goes, I've never even seen you perform. I go, well, I did 5 last
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and a lot of people came to see me. He goes, yeah, well, I'm not giving you 20. And I go, all right, well, then I don't want to do the spot. And he goes, you're not going to do the spot if I don't give you 20. And I go, no. And he goes, and he hung up on me. Called me 2 days later. He's like, listen, man, I got a little out of control. I'm going to give you the 20 minutes. I go, awesome, man. I love it. Thanks for I just want to do more. And he goes, yeah, I get it. I show up at the club Friday night. I go to the front desk, go, hey, I'm Jay Larson. I'm doing the show tonight. They go, oh, you're Jay Larson. I go, yeah. They go, we sold out Wednesday because of you. And I go,
What?
oh, awesome,
Wow.
right? I get up on stage. Tanked for 20 minutes. No laughs. None.
You're kidding
wow.
me.
Not even the first 5?
Damn.
The first joke I told crushed.
Yeah.
And I go, whoa, all right,
Yeah,
relax,
right.
relax.
Yeah.
I
And
should have
they
stopped
did.
there.
Yeah, they fell asleep.
So,
Damn.
yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What
It was
club
bad.
was that?
This place called Giggles. It's out on Route 1.
Wow.
Mike Clark, Lenny Clark's brother, he runs a
Okay.
bunch of shows. That was his room. Still is, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember 15 minutes in, I was just remember getting a drink of water.
Ugh.
And I just grabbed the mic and I go, I'm having fun up here, guys. I don't know what's going on with you. And my friends wouldn't talk to me after the show. And I went back to LA and I'm like, I got to change something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it was
Oh,
one of
man.
those moments you just,
That must be
I
crushing.
grew.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was tough.
We'll be right back with more Koy Po. Dude, we're back. Look, one thing about Boston that I love the most, man, is the Wilbur Theater.
Yeah.
And the reason why, have you played it?
I've never done it.
Are you serious?
No, but it's right next to the Wang, and I grew up going to the Wang because my mom worked for the ballet, and that's where every production was.
Yeah.
So I always knew it as that little theater next door to the Wang, and then
Yeah.
they started doing comedy, and
Yeah.
I'm like, God, I want to do the fucking Wilbur. But I do laugh Boston. I'm not at that. I'm not at that Joe Coy level,
Yeah.
son. Shit, man.
Come on now.
I'm in the Larson stream. You know what I mean? Not the Koy Po. You know what I mean?
We got. When I go to Boston, I got to bring you.
I would love that.
Would that be cool with you?
Fuck yeah, bro.
All right, cool. Let's do it. Let's get you on.
When was how many did you do at the Wilbur?
I did 3.
3.
Yeah, 3.
It's insane.
It's crazy, man. It's even crazy to even say that.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it's coming from. It's hard to embrace right now. I was in Dubai and we did Coca-Cola Arena.
I know.
Crazy,
Yeah.
insane.
God, that's amazing.
It's just I don't know, man. It's nuts. I love it. Anyways, that's
Well,
enough.
I think that's something that's endearing about you right now is that like everyone who's just following you on social media, you can see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can see that you're like there's a thing to be in awe of something and like be appreciative like you are and to go on stage and murder. It's like usually you
Yeah.
get it, the light becomes too big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're in it 100% right now.
Yeah,
it's
man.
pretty hot.
It's fun, man. You got to do a show with me.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean, I just don't want to bury you. You know what I mean?
Hey, this guy's gonna challenge me. This guy.
And then afterwards, we'll go to Disneyland, right, Jay?
Yeah, we'll go
Yeah,
right to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
We'll go right to it.
Jay's lived in LA for how many years? 14, 15?
No, 20.
20?
2000.
Wow.
2000.
Oh, you got here in 2000?
Yeah, I did a year and a half in New York in between. So 18 and a half years I've been in LA.
Wow. And not once Disneyland.
No, not once.
Not once.
Never as a
Not
kid.
once.
Wow.
Never as a kid.
You got kids?
I got 2 kids.
And you don't want to bring them?
You vowed never to go. Why? What?
I told them that it's not happening.
Okay. That's I hate to say it, but that's a shitty dad. Yeah, that's a shit dad.
I was like, you guys,
I would say.
I say to
What a
them,
shit dad you are.
Are you like Six Flags?
well, what we
What's
do
the
is
deal?
we take magnet tiles and like they'll build a castle. I'm like, look, that's just like Disneyland. They and then I step on it and I crush it.
Oh my
And I'm
God!
just
Crush
kidding.
it.
I've never done it.
Okay.
No, I don't know. You know, my wife went when she was little. I never went.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I thought this. Every kid goes to Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
So what about the kid that you build around the idea that never goes to Disney? They're just going to have a different perspective.
Yeah, that's abuse.
Yeah.
That's abuse.
Put it this way,
Yeah,
we've got
that's
all the
not
friends
good.
going. We've gone to Legoland. I'm sure at some point we're going to have to go to Disneyland.
You got it.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
go once,
You have to do
man.
it real soon while they still think that the mouse talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to bring them at 15. They're like, Dad, this fucking sucks.
Isn't it still dope at 15?
No.
No.
My
No,
son
no,
hates
not really.
Disneyland.
Yeah, you got to go as a kid.
Yeah.
How old are they, Jay?
Soon to be 6 and 4.
Oh,
Oh yeah. It's perfect.
What are you doing?
We're just giving them that old school lifestyle, you know?
I hear you. I hear you.
The old school.
I'm going to pay for your kids to go
Like
to
splintered.
Disneyland.
Wood. It ain't a money thing, Joe.
No, I'm going to do it. Because that maybe if
I'll just let you take
I
them.
do it, then maybe you'll move
Step up
Yeah,
and
step
go
up
there.
and go.
yeah.
Step up and go.
I
Listen,
know.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's been 6 years. You haven't
Yeah,
stepped up and did it, have you?
Yeah.
Have you ever taken your son to the Broad?
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. bro. my kids are 5 and 4. They've been to the Broad. You know what I mean?
What is that?
The Broad's a museum in downtown
museum.
LA. It's an amazing museum.
Boring. I hate you, Dad.
This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If you go to Disneyland at 4, what is there to look forward to? You got to build them. You build the structure. You build the base that of where they can sit with nothing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You want them to be able to live with
Yeah.
nothing,
Appreciate
it. Yeah,
create something. When we were kids, we had nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You would sit outside. You'd fucking find a stream and you'd build a dam.
Damn, I did that a lot.
This
Yeah.
is the worst justification
Yeah.
that I've ever heard in my life.
He
He wants to
build
give
that
him
dam.
hard
Hours
living.
of fun building
You know
that
what I'm
dam.
Hard living.
A lot of fun out there.
A
That
lot
dam.
of fun.
I was but I was talking with Joe about this also.
Yes.
It was such a trip when because he just recently went to the Philippines. I was in the Philippines like a couple weeks before, and I was in this small village, and you're talking about those kids. They don't have Xbox. They don't have PlayStation.
anything.
Yeah.
Nothing. They're just playing with dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're happy.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, Jay? When you see something like that and you come back to the States, you're like, who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
Who the fuck am I to
bet.
complain about
complain all the time.
anything?
And why are the kids sad in
Oh,
America?
why are these
they have
kids
everything.
sad?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so
I'm
sad.
telling you, man, we went through some. Literally, Jay, these houses were made out of billboards that probably fell on the ground
Yeah.
and loose metal tied together with zip ties. And it's a full family living in it. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, I have no room to ever complain about anything.
No,
Dude,
dude.
the kids are happy.
So Rob Riggle puts on a golf tournament every year for like wounded Marines.
Yes.
Okay. And so we're playing, right? And I'm sitting there and I got a bad sciatic, and I'm talking to one guy. I'm like, God, my fucking sciatic is killing me. And he's like, yeah. And one of the volunteers, part of the organization, comes up, no legs. He's in the golf cart, no legs. He's like, how you doing, boys? And we're like, hey, man. And I went over and I like gave him a 5 and sat there and talked to him for a minute. And I walked back to the cart and I looked at the guy I'm playing with and I go, if I ever bring up my sciatic again, punch me square in the face. I'll tell you this, dude. My son's birthday, he's turning 6, and we asked him, like, dude, who do you want to invite to your birthday, right?
Yeah.
So he starts telling us the list of all the people.
I'll go. That's nice of him.
You got it. That's the whole point of this. And I go, hey, man, just to give you a heads up, I'm telling you now, we're telling everyone no gifts. There's not going to be any gifts.
Wow, no gifts and no Disneyland?
I go, no gifts. You ready for what my son said to me?
Tough living.
He goes, how come? And I go, bud, look around, man. You have so much stuff. You don't need gifts. You're going to get gifts from me and mom and your family, but all your friends, no gifts. And he goes, yeah, and we just had Christmas and I do have a lot of stuff, so that's okay. And we just went on and made his list, and that was it.
That's very
And I was
nice.
just like, you got to take, it's exactly what you're talking about. There's like, there has to be levels of them like, hey, this is what you got. Dude, let me tell you this. My son wanted Legos. He had a train set. Everyone gets that train set. So he had this train set. He got one little Lego set. He's like, Dad, I want to get more Legos. And on the back of the instructions, Lego things, there's all these other sets you can get. And one was a police station. He's like, Dad, I really want to get that police station. I go, do you really want to get it? And he goes, yeah. I go, all right, here's the deal. We sell all your trains. With that money, you can buy that Lego set. If you want that Lego set, you got to sell all your trains. He goes, okay. We lined them all up on the dining room table. All the pieces, everything, took pictures, put them on Craigslist, sold them. Gone. One day, gone. He came over from school. I go, sold your trains. He goes, I get my police station. I go, yeah. You know what I mean?
Great dad.
We're just trying to teach that kid the value of because, we are lucky. We get fucking everything, bro.
yeah.
We have everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, how about you just don't have some of this shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to Disneyland, I'm sure, but,
Well, I'm going to pay for it.
yeah, exactly.
yeah, I'm gonna
I
pay
want the nice package, though. I don't want to be waiting in lines.
I'm going
You
to
know
give you
what I mean?
front of the line,
I want the whole
the
thing.
VIP. You
Yeah.
have a personal
Yeah.
tour guide. I'm going to do that. I'm going to give you everything.
And I want to be able
That's
to
a
connect.
pretty penny, bro.
You know what I mean? Well,
Oh, yeah.
but you're
it's
worth it.
listen, I'm not selling out Coca-Cola arenas in foreign countries.
I'm going to share that. That's very nice. That you are right about that, and I'm not going to lie. I did do that with my son too. There were times where I was like, no gifts on Christmas. I'm not even like,
Christmas?
yeah. There was a couple
Because
of
you
times.
couldn't afford it?
No, I could afford it, but I was just like, Joe, you have everything. Well, let's like give to other people, and my son was always down with that.
Yeah,
So-
that's tight. Do you have religion? Do you practice any religion?
I mean, when you're Filipino, you have to be Catholic. It's
Yeah, I know.
mandatory. And but I don't practice it.
Yeah.
It's like it's Christmas, Easter.
I want to like build like volunteering in because we don't really have a religion. Like I want to build volunteering in. Last night we were leaving this restaurant and they it's a place called La Cabana. It's a Spanish Mexican joint on the west side, and they give you the kids' meals come with an ice cream, and then they give them lollipops. So they had their ice cream. Then the guy brings the lollipops, and I look at the kids. I'm like, we're not taking those lollipops. And they're like, why? I go, you just had ice cream. I go, we don't need the lollipops. And then they go, okay. And then we're getting ready to leave. And my son goes, Dad, why don't we take them and give them to a homeless person? And I was like, God damn it, I'm going to punch you. You're so goddamn cute. And so that's what we did. You know what I mean? We're like, all right. No. Because there's like, we pass like homeless camps left and right in our neighborhood.
That's cool when you have cute
This is
kids
usually
like
what
that.
you guys talk about, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
kind of
No,
stuff?
it's good.
No.
I love
That's
that.
good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's great.
It's what? When do we lose that? By the way, you ever lose that? Like I don't understand that.
That-
When do you
where
lose
you-
that innocence when you're
Oh,
that
what do you
age?
don't want to give to homeless people
When do
anymore?
you lose that? When you don't want to give to homeless people?
Yeah.
I can tell you some celebrity
Does it-
names that don't give to homeless people.
Yeah.
And I think it's
Perfect.
fucked up.
You give
There's
us
a certain
those.
brand. There's a certain brand that I don't wear anymore because of it. Because I saw it on on an interview for real,
Really?
like real talk.
Wow.
Wow.
And I'm like, how do you, what the fuck? Like, how do you not see that situation and help it? At your level, you're a billionaire, and
Yeah.
you don't understand that.
Yeah.
Where did you lose that? When did you become numb? I hate it when people say, "Oh, you can just go get a job." Well, if they can ask for $1, then they can say, "Welcome to McDonald's." I'm like, what? A lot of those people are mentally disabled. I got a brother
The
that's
situation is so
mentally
much deeper
handicapped,
than that.
and he's homeless. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So it's
different
like I
now.
don't understand that when they grow out of that. It's weird to me. How do you have like no heart, no soul? Wow, this just
I know.
left.
Yeah, really
Jeez.
dark.
I think for homeless people, I'm case by case. You know what I mean? It's a case by
too.
case.
Yeah.
It is case by case.
Some people just like, you ever have someone and they're like, hey, got any change? You're like, nah, man. And then they say something hilarious and you just double back. You're like, all right, man. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, why didn't I? You know what I mean? Or like, sometimes I'll like go in a place and a guy be like, hey, man, can you hit me up? And I'm like, I'll get you on the way out, man. And then like, I'm like walking out. I'm like, what am I gonna? Then the whole time I'm in there, I'm like, am I bringing him food?
Yeah.
Am I giving him cash? What am I doing?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Has anything good happened to me in that? Like when you get like a big paycheck that came out of nowhere, and you're like, yeah, you can spare $5 to this guy or 20. You seem like a $20 gift to guys.
I'm a 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
20. You get a 20 spot, and that's.
But then there's
tight.
times where you feel like you're
Yeah.
being conned, right? Like you run into those guys and you're just like,
Yeah.
this feels too slick.
Okay, can I tell you one that
Too
I
much
did?
slick talk going on
Let
here.
me tell you what I did on the overpass at Coldwater and the 101
Yeah,
right by your house.
yeah.
Coldwater, that overpass, right? Or whatever it's called.
Give them the
Okay.
address. Too.
Yeah. So I exit, and my heart always bleeds for like female homeless. Like if I see a female, I'm like, oh, like I get so. So I saw her, and she just looked horrible, like the worst
rough.
situation.
Yeah.
I gave her 100, right? I'm like, yo, just like get off the street or something, blah blah blah. I handed her the 100, and she's like, oh my god, thank you. And then as I'm about to pull off, the two other dudes pull up from like wherever they were hiding, and then they just took off together, all three of them. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it, dude!
Well,
Like,
they went to
her
go
out there
party.
like now,
So
yeah,
she,
but I'm just
she
saying,
only
like,
got 20%.
Yeah, but
yeah, but when I'm saying,
she still had a good day.
This is where naive Jay comes in. Is I
Yeah.
didn't even think what you just said.
yeah,
What?
He said, and then they go party.
yeah,
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
You don't
what
even
they
think
did.
that. I'm
for
like,
sure.
oh, did they probably go get like they're
Yeah,
splitting it
got
three ways?
Yeah, they got
Three
groceries.
ways.
And he's like,
$33
no, they
worth
just
of crack.
Yeah, they walked to Whole Foods. They got groceries.
No, I mean I lived in San Francisco most of my life, so
Dude.
it's like the
You
homeless
what? What'd
there.
you say?
I've lived in San Francisco most of my life.
Oh yeah,
So
that's a
yeah.
homeless situation.
Yeah, so
right
it
there.
is. It is
That's
case
apocalypse.
That's a yeah.
It's if you've never seen it.
by. Yeah.
I did a festival.
gotta go,
I swear to
yeah.
God, I think I stepped in human shit twice in one day.
It's just covered in
Yeah.
shit
So
everywhere.
insane.
Yeah.
I never knew it was that bad. I did Clusterfest that first
Yeah.
year. They did Clusterfest, and I'm at the hotel, and I'm like, "Hey," I told them where I'm going. I'm like, "Can I walk there?" They're like, "Yeah, there's a little area that's," and I'm like, "How bad can it be? It's daytime."
Yeah.
So I walk through. I get to my show. I'm like, I get on stage. I'm like, you guys have no idea what I saw on the way here. And someone goes, "You saw someone doing heroin?" I was like, "Yeah." Like saw the needle go in.
You saw
And I
someone
go,
naked.
"Yeah." And then someone goes, "You saw someone shit." And I go, "Yes." And I couldn't believe. I was like, "This is every day." They're like, "Yes, dude."
Yes.
But
That's
like
so
you,
true.
Yeah.
it's you would never if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
Even people
Yeah.
tell you would never believe it.
Oh,
At
my
least
favorite
me.
is like rush hour, and then you're in a car, and you just parked, and then there's a homeless guy just shitting, like
Yeah.
right on the
Just
sidewalk.
full on
Pure
shit.
day-
Newspaper too, like
Yeah.
reading the Times.
Just checking the stuff, man. What's wrong?
yeah.
Yeah,
my
I mean,
investment portfolio.
I would still give money to homeless people, but then there would be like homeless people that just straight up just want to spit on you right away, you
Yeah.
know? So it's case by case.
There's an actual job in San Francisco where they clean human shit.
Yeah, they
There's
have an
also
app for
an app.
it.
Yeah, there's an
they-
app. You told me about the app.
Yeah,
What?
you report it.
There's an app.
yeah.
An app where
and then it's
you
funny because
report
it shows
human shit.
Yeah, it shows a map of the city.
way.
Yeah.
and then you report the shit. But when you pull up the map and you look at all the reports, it's all brown.
It's all brown.
because
there's
it's
just shit all over the city.
everywhere.
And so the app, you tell them where the
Yeah.
human shit is, and then they send someone there to go clean up the human shit.
Yeah. So, but there was this one supposedly
Makes no
homeless
sense.
homeless
is
guy,
insane.
and I don't think he was homeless, but he was called the Bushman. And
Oh,
he,
dude, I love that guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, you know him?
who I'm
Yeah, he
talking
scared
about?
the fuck out telling me. Do you know who he is?
No.
Okay,
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
Tell
he's
him.
by Pier 39, and he would have like a fake bush that he made, and he would hide behind it.
Oh, I know
Oh,
that.
yeah,
guy.
I've seen that bush.
I've seen
Dude,
that.
that
People
guy,
stand on the other side of
Yeah.
the street and watch it all day, and you
That-
see people like,
that-
ah!
that guy was making 6 figures, right?
No.
And he even had a guy to fill in for him on days off. So there was
Come on.
actually
Like if he was
2.
vacationing.
I swear to
It's
God,
like Gallagher and Gallagher
on my
too.
life, he used to get on the train with me with his bush and like be going to work because I worked a little down the street from him.
Yeah.
And I would be going to the pirate store. I worked at a pirate novelty store.
Yeah, that's more
hit it.
embarrassing.
Yeah, hit and blunder.
yeah.
I'm like,
I'd rather
hold
be
on,
the
the
second.
pirate
I'd rather
store.
be the
we're-
bush guy.
We're not coasting over pirate store.
Yeah. It was called
yeah.
Hit and Blunder. It was
Oh,
all
yeah.
pirate everything.
Yeah, that does sound like a,
And
that
I
sounds
was
like
just
a
going
shitty
there.
job.
I'd rather be homeless.
I'd be a bush guy.
It was the worst.
I'd rather
Even
be
the
the bush
guy like was getting his hustle on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like he had employees, and
Yeah.
everyone thought he was homeless. There's no way he was homeless.
And you were on the
Right.
train talking to this guy? You
no,
got
I would just see him. We would go
a,
like,
you
oh,
got
hey.
an eye patch on going,
I'd be
you make
like-
6 figures? You got a hook. You got a hook on your left hand.
I know.
Are you serious? You're scratching your face with
I
the
know.
hook.
Dude,
What
that
the
is so funny.
Yeah, and I would just, I'd be like,
Birds
hey,
are shitting on him.
be like, hey, bush guy. But it made me think of like, man, should I get my own hustle? And I like started looking. I've never told anybody this, but I started looking into like SEAL suits because like
You're
the
going to be a
SEAL-
SEAL guy?
Yeah, I'll be the
Dude.
SEAL guy.
Oh my god.
I probably would have
Cut
made
to
a
him
ton
on the
of money.
pier getting attacked by like real
A
SEALs.
real SEAL
Yeah,
just,
but the problem is
just
like,
having their way with you.
but the problem is like with that, you see it on Hollywood Boulevard, all the people dressed up,
Yeah.
you know, and then you see it in some in Vegas too. Like people are like super territorial
Yeah.
about their areas. So
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, man, if I'm like SEAL guy, like I looked in the SEAL suits, like to get a good one is like $400.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, these guys might stab me, you know,
Yeah,
for
they
taking their
will.
turf.
Well, yeah. Superman's going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Were
Superman's
there,
gonna
were
be
there
like,
already existing SEAL guys?
Yes.
No, I was gonna be the
Oh,
only
you
one.
were going to be
I would've been fine.
You would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But what was your game going to be?
I was just gonna be like take pictures with tourists and then dressed up as a SEAL. And
I
I was
would've
like,
done it.
and I was thinking, okay, where am I gonna go get dressed? You know, as the SEAL. And
Where do
so-
you pee? Where does
Well,
Superman
yeah,
pee?
and I was
Where
thinking-
does the Hulk pee?
Probably
no one knows.
In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
You should have let
Probably.
people feed you sardines. That would have been great.
True. I was gonna have like a little bucket, but then I was like, oh, they'll rip the bucket off my neck and take all the money.
Yeah.
I was just too afraid. To
Oh,
do
they
it.
would steal for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you were too afraid? That was the big thing that held you back from it?
Yeah, I was too afraid to do it.
Scared. You're
No,
scared.
because I was like, I know I was gonna make bad money.
Do you know how hard it is to run when your feet are inside fins?
That was hilarious.
And to take baby steps
Yeah.
after somebody?
But yeah, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, that's a good decision.
Yeah.
Good decision.
That was it.
Who decided to dress up like SpongeBob and Spider-Man and the Hulk? And that's a business in front of man's Chinese
Yeah.
theater,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
somebody just started it, probably like the Bushman, and then inspired
Who
other
the
people.
Fuck wants to take a picture with that?
How funny
That
would it
I
have
don't
been
get.
that first day that the guy who was there just doing
Just
it solo,
showed up.
like Spider-Man was
Yeah.
there solo, and all of a sudden Batman was there. He's like,
Oh, wait, hold up.
shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Look who fucking
Yeah,
came.
yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, but yeah, some of those costumes are just trash, man.
Oh,
And
they're
I don't
horrible.
understand. No,
Yeah.
they just hustle people because they, like the tourists come and they go, oh, take a picture with me. And then they ask them for the money.
Yeah.
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 And then,
And they're usually Asians,
who?
the tourists.
Oh, I thought you meant the
Yeah,
costume
they always
people.
take advantage of the Asians.
Yeah.
I always see the Asians like, oh, fucking
Hey.
yeah, SpongeBob.
Yeah, what's good? I think they cleared that from Vegas, though. I don't see as much anymore.
Do they?
Yeah, I don't really see
Times
it.
Square, there's a ton of them.
Oh, yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, on the strip,
Mm.
I would see a ton, but not really that much anymore. Yeah.
When did you stop working, Jay?
When?
Yeah.
Like doing a regular day
When
job?
when was it like done for you?
2009.
Really?
2010.
What were you doing?
Bartending.
Oh, that's
bartended
a cool
forever.
job.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a good
cool
job.
job, though.
Yeah.
It was a really fun job, and
Where
I
was
liked
it?
it. Well, I was in New York. This place called the Rusty Knot, which is a pretty awesome bar, like down in like the West Village.
Yeah.
And then I moved back to L.A. That's when I moved to New York for a little while. Moved back to L.A. I worked at the Sunset Tower Hotel, and like I was just like, I can't keep doing this. And I finally got like a job writing for Fox for NFL at Fox.
Yeah.
And so I could bounce from that job. You know, it was just kind of like I had to get out of there.
Yeah.
This was the breaking point. They didn't want bar stools at the bar. They wanted 6 bar stools for a bar that could have like 18 stools. But they wanted people to come up, have the drinks, and you'd transfer everything. And I was like, yo, I'm trying to make money here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I almost got fired because I grabbed my manager one day and I was like, yo, I just found $120,000 downstairs. And he goes, what? I go, yeah, come on. We got in the elevator, went downstairs, and they had 12 bar stools that were just like in the corner. And I go, look at this right here, dude. I go, that's $120,000 right there.
That you're taking from me. You son of a bitch.
And the guy was so pissed. He's like, get the fuck back up there.
That's good.
But was there a point where you're making good money and you didn't want to stop doing it?
No, I just didn't want to. I have this weird thing with money. It was never like a driving force for me. You know what I mean? We never had it growing up. It was never something that I was like, I need to have it. As soon as I graduated college, I was in debt, you know, with student loans. And I moved to LA and I was like, I'll just defer those payments. And I just never was like I would always hustle, but I never hustled with the intent of money coming from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I'm going to get my own room, doing stand-up, and then I'm going to get guys, and I would get money, but I would use that money to like buy drinks for comics, and I would just use that money to put back into the show.
Yeah.
And it was never like something, like I never looked at stand-up as something that I wanted to make money from. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't, but no, but it was like so like when I was bartending and stuff, like I liked it and I make good money, but I just never put a value on money because I was never taught that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Money was just something we were always trying to get, but my mother had no way of getting it. So there was no way to build a hustle into that. You know what I mean? My mother would rather hustle to like find cheap artistic things for us to do as a family instead of finding a way to make more money so we didn't have to do cheap artistic things as a family. You know what I mean?
Hence the no Disneyland.
Yeah. No
Got it.
Disneyland,
Got
no
it.
cable, no call waiting, nothing. You know what I mean?
When you brought up the Tonight Show, I was working at Nordstrom Rack.
Were you? What about the bank? Remember you worked at the bank?
Yeah, I worked at the bank too. Worked at Wells Fargo, but Nordstrom Rack and Borders Books were right there on Sepulveda by LAX.
Yeah.
And I tell this story all the time, but when I did the Tonight Show, I didn't know how many people saw the Tonight Show or watched it until the next day at work. Every other customer was like, oh my God, you were so funny. Can I get this in a size 9? I'm like, God damn it. That's crazy. Oh, I swear I hated my life that day.
Yeah.
It went on for like 2-3 days.
That's
just
when
so
like,
many people saw it.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my God, you were so funny. Can I get this in an 8? Like, fuck you, bitch.
I know.
I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were the guy that was hustling that other job even though you were making money from comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. I probably jumped from bartending when other guys would have kept rolling with it. Jamie Kaler. Remember Jamie?
Yes.
Jamie was on a TV show and was still bartending one night a week.
No way.
He's like, I'm not letting go of that job because I don't know what's going to happen with this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got Montreal. I came back and I told the restaurant I worked at, I'm like, I'm out. Like, I thought I was just about to pop. And then
I
6
just
months
blew this guy.
Yeah.
He got a show.
See ya.
You know it.
Nice, another comic.
And then
That's
6
funny.
months later, I was like, yo, can I get that job back?
Really?
Yeah.
You went back?
I had to.
Funny, dude. Yeah, I got the Tonight Show because of Montreal.
Oh, you did?
Yep. And I literally, after the Tonight Show, about 3 months later, I was done. That was the last time I ever worked again. My last job.
Well, and then what? Were you just headlining on the road?
The Tonight Show got me so much.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was so funny when I got the Tonight Show. Everyone was like, oh, you're going to have a good piece of tape. It's not really going to do anything for you. It's not like it was. Man, that changed my life.
Yeah, that's
I got
amazing.
a commercial deal from it.
With who?
Amp Mobile. I became the spokesperson for it.
Wow.
That was like 6 figures right there.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. The guy was Australian. He created Boost Mobile.
Yeah.
Then he sold it and created Amp Mobile. He was ahead of his time because he was doing streaming TV.
Yeah.
Before Apple and all of them did it. He was the first one. So he was ahead of his time. He just didn't have the infrastructure to move it. That's what made the company fold. But man, I was everywhere.
Yeah.
He was paying me $20,000 a show or something like that. I shouldn't have told you that number.
No.
Yeah. It was.
That's
it was
amazing.
Stupid. Yeah.
Amp was dope. I even made some money off Amp.
Did you?
Yeah, I did some private show
Yup.
with Paramore
Yeah.
when they were just blowing up, and they were just dumb money on the marketing.
Hey, I'm sorry, it wasn't 20,000 a show. It was 5,000 a show, and I did 4 shows for 20 grand. That's what I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, guys.
Yeah. I heard it was $20,000 an hour.
No.
Yeah.
It was 5,000 a show, and they gave me 4 shows, and they gave me a commercial deal
That's tight.
where I shot the commercial in New York. It was crazy. It was so crazy. And then I did all the UFC events.
You know what's funny is you
crazy,
say
dude.
dumb money, right? Which
Yeah.
probably it is. But at the same time, is it that this guy was like, yo, I'm making this much money. I should be paying this much money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
nowadays you see people like everyone, I mean, you might not see it where you're at, but in my level, people are always just they're trying to offer the bare minimum, and you're like, are you out of your goddamn mind?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you go back with like a crazy number, and then they come in the middle, and you're like, why weren't we there from jump?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I think a lot of it has to do with I don't know what point it changed where they started saying, "Oh, this is exposure."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're still
Exposure.
saying that.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
They're still
But
saying
there
it.
was, and then the money started getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I just did a commercial, and they were like, it was the cheapest money. And I had a friend that was, part of the campaign. Anyway, I was like, yeah, I can't do it for that number. And they're like, yeah, but think of the exposure. I go, that would be great if I'm trying to be a commercial actor. I'm not.
Yeah,
like, I'm
yeah.
not looking
You're
for
like,
this.
my son can't eat exposure.
Yeah. Exposure doesn't taste good on a plate. Yeah.
Yeah, but they still use that.
So
In some cases, I do agree. You know what I mean? If I'm trying to become, if someone's giving you a writing gig and they're like, we can't pay you much, but you get to be on the staff of XYZ, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll do that.
For sure.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If some giant comic was going to be like, hey, come on the road, I can't pay you much.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
that because, it might open, whatever.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Jay. We're from the old school, I feel. You know what I mean? So I feel like the new generation of kids that are coming up in this game, I think they already expect to get the big numbers right away and not do the grind that we did. Do you get what I'm saying?
Bro, I had a kid working for me, like working
And
for like my podcast.
And want it now.
He said to me at one point, if you're not going to put more money into this to make it work, I'm not going to be a part of it. And I was just like, what? I
Yeah.
go, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Peace out, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What do you think's
Yeah.
going on? You're getting a day rate as it was. I'm
Yeah.
like, I worked for years for nothing.
Yeah, for
Right.
nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't know what working for nothing is,
No.
man. They
No.
don't. It drives me fucking crazy. It's like, oh, yeah. Well, I think I should get this much for I'm like, bro, you haven't even proven yourself yet.
Yeah, but I
Like,
will
well,
say this: being a guy who came to LA and hadn't been doing comedy, and just like I came here fresh. You come here fresh, and I came here with $3,200 in my pocket and $21,000 in debt from student loan. Whereas I was surrounded by people who came here with no debt, $15K from their grandparents, a new car from their parents, and their rent and their Dude, I was in a writer's room. And one of the producers said, I'll never forget when I could tell my parents they didn't have to pay for my cell phone anymore. I was 27.
Yeah.
And I was looking across the table at this guy and was like, fuck you. Like, I couldn't believe it. So, like, and as a generation, I feel like generations work their ass off so they can provide more for the next generation,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, like, if we grew up middle class or lower middle class, we're hoping to get up to be higher middle class, lower upper class, or whatever it is. So, that's the range of kids that are coming now. Is even if they were parents were like us, they're a cut above. So
Yeah.
they're used to having stuff.
Yeah.
It
I know.
drives
It's
me
my
crazy.
guess. That's my guess.
Yeah,
Drives me
That's pretty
crazy.
good.
I interned for about 4 years for free before I even started making minimum wage. And it's funny because I would interview the interns and they go, oh, so how much am I going to get paid? And I go, oh, you're not. Or like, oh, yeah, I can't do it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll go, okay, all right, bye.
Bye.
Or they would get the job and they're like, okay, well, I've been here for months, so I'm supposed to be on the radio now, right? And then I go, oh, you want to be on the radio? Okay, come here. And then I'll pull them in front of the board. I go, the song is going to end in 3 seconds. What do you do? I don't know. I go, well, then get the fuck out of here.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
To expect to get paid and not having proven your value is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's a kind of crazy thought.
I like
process.
that.
Yeah.
I like what you just
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Because they don't prove their value,
No.
but yet they always put a value.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how can you guarantee?
can you prove
How
that?
are you going to ask that number when you can't even guarantee that number back?
Right.
Yeah.
That's not even real business.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not even a real
Yeah.
business model in any aspect, in anything we
In
do.
anything, yeah.
It's one of the main things I love about Hollywood.
Yeah.
One of the main things is it will cut out the weak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
It will
sure.
cut you out. Some get lucky, you know what I mean? Or nepotism will carry them up. But genuinely or generally, if you're not willing to just like take it on the chin for a while, you won't find a way, you know?
I kind of like that the mentality's that way nowadays. You know why? Because like people like us just excel.
Yeah.
Super
the
fast.
hard workers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
For
get some-
sure.
Yeah.
If I hear one more person go, yo, how do I get to where you're at, Joe? I'm like, man, fucking, there's no guide to this, man. Like, just know that it's there.
Yeah.
Know that the end result is right here and you can make it. But don't sit there and just ask, like, how do I get that?
Right.
I should be there already. I'm funny. Okay, good. But now you got to do the work.
Do the work.
Yeah.
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 It's that easy.
Yeah. No.
Put in the fucking work.
It's hard for some people though. To
Is it?
even understand that. I don't know. I don't know where
man.
they get the mentality.
I don't know. I used to get made fun
'Cause
of in
probably-
front of the Laugh Factory when
yeah.
I used to hand out fucking cards all the time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, go hand out them cards, Joe. I'm like, you goddamn right I am.
Yeah.
I used to hand out thousands of cards.
Good for you, dude. Because
Day.
dude,
Yep.
you know what? There's a lot of dudes that are handing out cards, but they don't have the talent that you have. You know what I mean? There's three types of people. I always say: people with talent, people who work hard, and people with talent that work hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's three of them.
Yeah.
That's so true, huh?
Yeah.
That's so true.
I can't tell you. 9 out of 10 times the dudes that are handing out those flyers
Yeah.
are corny and fucking weak as shit.
Yeah.
That's how they're getting people to come because they're passing all these flyers. You had it both, you know?
Yeah. That's funny though. In our, especially in our line,
Yeah.
like you ever see someone you're just like, who is telling you to keep going up? Like your inside must be the strongest soul on earth.
Right.
Like if I came off after a set like that, I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna just sell shoes.
Yeah.
I'm good with shoe selling.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to do that. It's obvious.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them that are like, oh yeah, I can't wait to go back up. Can I go back up? Like, why?
Yeah.
Who told you you're fucking funny?
But some of them finally find it. They just grind and grind. How many years you been in it?
This is my 30th year.
Holy
31.
shit.
Yeah. My first open mic was 1989. It was called Starmania. And then there was another one called The Biggest Fool at Tropicana, and that was in 89 as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then I did and then I just kept doing all these open mics in Vegas.
30. Next time someone asks you, how do I get to you? Or you go, 30 years, you
30.
fuck.
31 now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why when I didn't get that
31.
Netflix special, I was like, dude, I'm 27 in.
Yeah.
I'm 27 years in. What do you mean I can't get this special?
God.
Yeah.
Well, when we did New Faces, that means you were already 15 years
Yeah, I was
in.
15 years in. Yeah.
So think about that dude you see on stage. You're like, why is he still doing it? 15 years it
Yeah.
was until you got New Faces.
Yeah, 15 years.
15.
I remember they kept making me audition. I'm like, dude, do I really have to keep auditioning for this? Just give it to me already, please.
God.
I work at Nordstrom Rack.
Can I tell you some other comics I hate?
Yeah.
Other comics I hate.
Do you want to do that or no?
Oh, we'll go. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
we'll talk about some more people we hate. We'll be right back. We're back.
Nice.
Yo, what was I going to ask? God dang it.
I was gonna tell you real quick the people that I hate.
Oh, okay.
Comics
Yeah.
I hate.
No, don't do that.
No.
Because it's
no, it's good. It
we're,
goes
we're
with the topic.
indirectly attached.
What?
So, like, you
No,
know,
no,
like
no,
if
no,
you
no, no. I'm not
if you
I'm
say
not calling out
if
any
you
names.
say it, then I'm attached.
I'm not calling out any names.
I know, but I don't want to be attached. It's like
No,
you
it has to
going,
do with the
no, but
openers.
listen. It's like you
Okay.
going, hey, let me tell you about this guy I murdered. No,
No.
I'm attached to
No,
your accessory.
you know what's
I'm
more
listening
like-
after the
it has
fact.
to
I
do
don't want to
with
be
openers.
accessory.
It's more like him going, hey, you know what race I can't stand? Then it's
Yeah.
like, yo, I heard
Yeah.
this racist shit on
It
the
had
Koy
to do
Po.
with
Yeah.
openers and coming up and stuff. Has no names, but it's
You can
promise.
tell. What if
I
he tells
promise.
us the
I swear to God.
scenario?
Okay, tell us the scenario.
I swear to God.
Okay, go ahead.
On everything.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you the openers. Sometimes I hate the openers, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, why?
I hate the openers who feel like they already made it. You know,
There's a lot of those.
So what happens
Well,
is,
first of all, there's two types of openers. There's comedians that are studs that say, I want to bring someone I like and I appreciate and has already got gut clout to open. And then there's other dudes that are like, I want someone who's going to carry my luggage, get my shit, go up there. I like them, and they'll get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, agreed?
Yeah, I only
Okay.
bring my openers are bangers.
Yeah.
I always want nothing but strength in front of me.
But so what happens is
I don't get the lobbers.
yeah.
I don't like lobbers.
Yeah.
Don't eat it in front of me and make me look like the king. Like I want to follow someone that just fucking
Yeah.
destroyed.
You want to work?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, make me work.
So after a show that I go to, I always make sure that I go say hi to the opener. And I remember something that they did that I thought was funny, and then I go say what's up to them, and I introduce myself like, "Hey, I'm Menace. I'm from iHeartRadio. I'm on 25 stations. Blah blah blah."
No, that's too much. That's
Yeah,
already
yeah.
too much.
But just to, like,
you could have
introduce-
just said, I'm Menace.
Yeah, I'm Menace. But no,
All the other stuff
the
is
whole
extra.
reason I'm like kind of like checking them out is because, dude, I get emailed names all day of like, "Hey, do you guys want this guy on? Do you want this guy on? Do you want this guy on?" And I always introduce myself to see how cool they are, because
good.
eventually that email will come with that person's name on it.
Yeah.
And the person that I hate is when
Hold
I'm
on. I don't, man.
It's
No,
not
I don't want to
justified
be.
yet.
No.
I don't want to be
No.
associated with this crime.
no. The person I hate is like when I'm introducing myself.
Oh, okay.
And they're already looking over my shoulder.
Oh yeah.
They're like looking around. They're like not even paying attention.
Yeah.
And then I delete their email.
Oh.
Because that name will pop up, dude.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
yeah,
be
yeah.
cool to everybody.
Yeah,
you know?
be cool to everybody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those here, though. There's a lot of people that look through us.
Oh, yeah.
We know, Jay.
More now
We
than
know
ever.
we
I feel
know
like.
a few.
You know.
But we're not going to say that.
But did
names.
I
We know.
did I share a bad story?
No, that was a good
No,
story.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
You just set it up wrong.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. But you don't have to. Now, from now on, when you introduce yourself, you don't have to add all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much.
you know what? I'd probably look past you too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you gave that many fucking hi, I'm
Accolades.
Menace from
Blah, blah.
Woody's show, the iHeartRadio.
Yeah,
We're on
yeah.
25 cents. Dude, I'm looking at the
If you just,
fucking
I think
chicken.
it's justified to say Woody Show though. That's something you earned. That you don't have to tell them
No,
everything else.
that's
But
fine. Yeah.
I'm Menace, man. I work at the Woody Show.
Yeah,
How you
boom.
doing?
Yeah.
Done. And then the fucking 25 radio station, iHeartRadio.
I mean,
I'm already looking past you right now.
I threw that in there. I don't remember if I
I
ever
didn't know
said
you
that
was here,
before.
Yeah.
No, but it also could intimidate them.
To be, yeah.
It could also intimidate them to a point where they're like, "Oh no,"
Yeah.
They just start acting weird.
To be
you know?
completely honest, I don't think I've ever said the 25 thing, but like I have said
and,
like
and Joe didn't get paid 20 grand for those gigs.
yeah.
You know?
No,
True.
come on.
No,
I
swear.
didn't. I said it wrong. I wanted to
Yeah.
make sure I said it right. I think I went 20 grand a show, and I didn't mean to say that. I meant 20 grand for the show.
For all
it
four
was,
shows.
It was 4 shows.
Yeah.
I just always feel
Trust
stupid
me,
though.
I trust you. I do. I do.
I quit
Yeah,
my
yeah,
job.
yeah.
I quit my job because
Yeah,
of it.
fuck yeah, you did.
That's where I started my cocaine habit too.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't do cocaine. Brian's here now. Brian's sitting with us.
You know, I
Jay.
talked with someone this morning about
He
cocaine.
doesn't care. Jay doesn't give a
Yeah, he
shit.
just wants to move right past
Brian's
that.
here, Jay.
No, I was going to bring him into it. Go ahead.
what's
No,
up?
Speaking
sorry,
of
go ahead.
cocaine,
Cocaine.
Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Dre didn't just get a lot smaller and fatter and whiter.
What about your cocaine story, Jay?
I was saying, when I was a kid, Lenny Bias was coming to the Boston Celtics and OD'd on cocaine. Wow. And then Reggie Lewis died of a heart thing, and they said it was cocaine. So when you're a kid in Boston...
Oh, that's right. Reggie Lewis was at Boston too,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, and he was
Dude, I forgot
25
all
or
about
26. And so for me, at like 14 or 13, when Lenny Bias passed, you were like, one time you can die like that. It was like, never in my life will I go near
Never.
that. You know what I mean?
I don't even understand that drug. What is that?
Brian's on it right now, dude.
Yeah. Brian's on it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, too much of my personality is already cocaine. I don't need to actually do it.
Brian's a connoisseur. Oh, you got that cocaine.
I mean, honestly, I did it like for the first time, like very late in life, and I was like, "What? This is it?" Like, I wanted to make T-shirts that say "cocaine." It's not even that good. Like, it's not that
I'd
good.
buy that shirt.
It's like
It's I don't even get it.
built up like a big deal, and
It is, huh?
It's just kind of annoying.
It's kind of dumb, right?
yes.
It's dumb. Just
It's
drink
not
Red
that
Bull.
fun.
Just drink Red Bull.
Just do ecstasy.
What are you
It's
gonna-
really fun. Don't do
Okay,
ecstasy.
all right,
kids.
don't do ecstasy. What the fuck?
What kind of messages he sending?
What are you
I've been
sending,
I've been
bro?
around a lot of radio guys that did cocaine, and the mood swings were just the worst.
Oh, yeah.
The worst. And I also had a radio friend of mine who was the biggest nerd, but he ended up getting a job as a strip club DJ, and he started doing cocaine with all the strippers.
Really?
That comes with
Really
the with the
interesting.
territory.
Yeah, but then he
weird.
died from doing
cocaine?
It. Yeah.
Oh, he died?
Yeah. It's sad, man.
Jesus, this show is just nothing but horrible turns.
Well, it's teaching not to do
God.
cocaine. It's the
Yeah.
It's those mood
worst.
swings, man.
It's
Yeah.
the worst.
Doing
Hate
cocaine
being around,
with a stripper.
and I hate being out drinking with cocaine guys because cocaine guys will drink all night long, and then you get to a point if you don't do cocaine, you just want to go to bed or throw up like I do, and the cocaine guys will just do a line and then stay up and just mess with you all night long.
Jeez,
It's the worst.
That's why they do cocaine. How can we stay up and mess with Menace?
Yeah.
Let's do a bump.
Yeah, let's bump.
Did you know he's on 25 nationally syndicated?
Yeah,
radio?
What?
25
iHeartRadio.
on iHeartRadio.
What?
Tune in.
Intimidating.
No, never.
Jay, what's the name of your pod?
The Throughline podcast. You got to come do it.
I can't wait.
It's done.
You're funny, man. I watch it all the time. I watch your highlights
Thanks,
all the time.
man. Yeah.
All the time. Where do you go out the most? What
do you
clubs? Like when you're on the road?
Dude, I've never done the road much.
Really?
I think the most weeks I've ever done in a year was like 15, maybe 12. And that was like 7 years ago, the year before my son was born. And I was like, I just never, I don't know. I was
Remember
just
when you were making like, because there was a demand for you on the road, but you had this young family that you really needed to be home.
and I always just put the road aside. I was like, you know what it was, dude? And no one cares about this. No one in the industry cares. No one supports this. My dad wasn't there forever. I never slept in a house with my dad that I remember. I was 2, he left. I've seen him in a room with my mom one time. And I decided at a young age, and I say this and people are like, oh yeah, I always want to be a dad too, bro. No. In 5th grade, in the back of my notebook, I had kids' names picked out already for what I was going to name my son and my daughter.
Aww.
Okay, like
Wow.
I
That's
always
nice.
wanted it.
Yeah.
So I waited. I waited a long time because I didn't want to fuck up and have to get divorced or like make the bad decision.
Yeah.
And then my wife and I, we were married, and we kept saying like, let's get some more money. Let's get some more money. And I was working hard, and she was working hard. And then one day I go, why the fuck are we letting money dictate whether or not we can be happy?
Yeah.
Let's just fucking make a kid. And so once I got kids, I was like, oh, I want to coach Little League. I want to make pancakes. I make breakfast every day. So like when I do go on the road, so then my wife and I got to a point where we were like, all right, how much are they paying you, Jay? Because we outweighed the idea, like, does it make sense as a family for me to be gone in order to get a minimal amount of money, or is it like a big enough number? Like if the money's big enough, then we're like, all right, you have to go. Because my wife travels for work too, and her job is a lot more steady than mine is. And because I never, even when I was late 20s, early 30s, after Montreal, there was an opportunity. I could have, had I known the business a little better in the stand-up world, could have just gone out and been a feature for 2 years and just like been out there, got to know the clubs. Then they bring you back for a headline of like a holiday weekend where no one else wants to do it. And I could have done that. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't have a manager telling me I should do it. All I ever wanted to do was make a TV show or make movies. So I just stayed in town. I tell people this all the time. At the end of the day, I'm a townie, bro.
Yeah.
I am a townie. I just left my town. You know what I mean? Boston townies are dudes who like they go to their parents on Sundays for dinner. They like know everybody in town. That's who I am. I just live in LA now. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be home all the time. People are like, you want to do this? I'm like, no.
No.
They're like, why? Like my friends are dying to get away from their kids. I joke about it in my act, but I love being around.
Yeah.
Like that. You know what I mean? And that's why, like you, the way your relationship with your son is and how it's portrayed and you show everyone and you let us into it, is you grinded so hard then so that now you have him around all the time. You take him places. Like when you bought him those shoes or were you buying him a suit? What were you,
Shoes and a suit.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's just got this like groundedness to him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's something.
Whew.
Yeah, he's really good. And I'm 100% behind you with that.
Yeah.
I totally understand what you're saying, man.
But no one rewards that in this industry. No network person, no executive, no fucking manager is going to be like, Jay really cares about his family. He's someone we should work with. They're just like,
No.
oh, you're not available. You don't want to
yeah.
put yourself out there. You don't want to work hard. All right. And you're like, no, I do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sacrifice. Dude, I will out this manager's name.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
man, I'm gonna be a part of this. Man.
I will tell you what they said.
We'll bleep it out.
I will tell you what they said to me, and then you tell me if I can say it.
Okay.
I said to him, I go, hey, can I ask you for some advice? And he goes, yeah, what's up? And I go, I got 2 kids that I love to death, and I want to be around them all the time. But right now, as a stand-up, if you don't do the road, there's no way you can hone that craft. You're not getting that hour in. You're not be able to stretch those jokes. You can't build that hour. And it's really tough for me to like figure out where I fit because I don't want to be away from my kids. And he goes, let me be honest with you. Think back to all your memories with your parents. Do you ever remember sitting on the living room floor building a castle with them? You don't. You remember holidays and vacations. You don't need to be home with them.
Oh, hell no.
And I was sitting there like, fuck you. It gave me my answer right then and there. I was like, that doesn't mean enough to me to be away. You know what I mean? And at my age, the way the scenario played out, like if I had grinded earlier, if I had been able to, that my wife didn't have to work because I had been grinding ahead and like been on the road, it'd be a different story. She'd be home. But like with the way she travels, like it's not fair to my kids. Like right now, she's gone. What's today? Tuesday. Yeah. She was gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. She gets home Thursday morning or Wednesday night. Yeah. So is it fair to have my kids, mom's gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, dad's gone Thursday through Sunday? Yeah, and some clubs want you out there on Tuesday. Yeah. And you're like, what? Do you not give a fuck about? It's like they don't care what you do with your family. And I'm just like, I've been honestly trying to change what my role is in the industry because I want something that affords me the opportunity to be home more because I feel like I missed whatever window it would be for my stand-up, because like I didn't get the special on Netflix or Comedy Central anywhere to like to put more of a demand on the road. So there is no demand on the road. So the number that they offer on the road is way less than would make sense for me to be away from my kids. Like I put a dollar value on being around them at this age.
Yeah.
That's why podcasting is so good.
That's why podcasting
is
great.
Because like it can come to you. You know what I mean? You can do it wherever you are and you can stay home and you can just record the shit you want to do and put it out.
I love that about you, Jay. That's dope.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, my dad was the same way. He was gone too. So it's like when I got to that point where I was like, ooh, I can afford to be around my son now. Like, I don't get me wrong.
Because
first
when
5
I met
years,
you, your son was like a newborn.
Right? And I was on the road a lot, and I missed those years. I kill myself all that. I kick myself all the time about that. Like, God damn it, I missed those years. I didn't get to see it.
You and Kreischer has said the same thing. He was gone for so much of the young years, and now he's like, that's why like he's around his daughters, it seems, all the time. All the time. Right. Not making up for it, but being like, oh, this is special. Like, I need to be there now.
And I'm enjoying it. It's to the point where my son's like, hey, man, gotta go, Dad.
Yeah.
All right. It's crazy. I get it. You love me. I get it. Bye.
It's crazy being around Joe at his house. Yeah, he calls his son. So, what do you want for dinner? What do you need? Oh, you want me to come pick you up? And he's like, no, I'll take you Uber. No, I'll come pick you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it drives me nuts because he'd rather just go with his friends.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart.
Just hang out with me.
Dude, I'm driving my car by myself,
16?
waiting for him to call me.
Yeah.
like a lonely ex.
Listening to Simon and Garfunkel.
He's jealous.
Yeah. What did I do wrong? Why do you like your friends more than me? I'm your father.
Like, tell him to come to dinner with us.
Hello, darkness, my old
I'll go
friend.
to dinner with you.
It's kind of cool though, because this whole school, they all know me.
Yeah.
From my Netflix.
Yeah.
So it's like even the teachers and all that, they're all into it.
That's great.
Like when they see the videos of my son, they're all into it. When I take my son on the road and he misses a day of school, they get it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, they're like,
that's the way
it's
it
cool,
should
Mr.
be.
Koy.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Like
Of
they know
course.
that I'm not being a bad parent. They just know that this is a big part of my life and I want to share this with my son. And yeah, I'm going to probably take him out of school for a couple days, but
course.
this is something that we got to share because this moment happens right now.
Yeah. We got our son in an after school program. It's state funded, right? So it's free.
Yeah.
And we have to have the program. But part of it, because it's state funded, your kid has to stay there till 5:45 because then they can't justify, like you can't pull them out. Like if you have the day off, pull them out at 3:30 because they're like, yeah, well, we're paying for them to be there. They got to be there. This is for people that need it. And so finally I went to the guy who runs it. I'm like, yo, I'm pulling my son out. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm going to put him in a different program. He goes, why? I go, because my job is crazy. Some days I'm in a writer's room. Some days I'm on the road. And if there are days that I can get him, it's more important for him to be with me than it is for him to be here.
Yeah.
And he was like, you can sign him whenever you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
cool. You take him out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
And, because I was just like, our days are nuts. Like I can get up and, What do you got?
No. Don't,
You know-
ignore me.
Hey, Jay, it's a pod.
Production.
No one knows that he was stretching unless you say something. Yeah, that is kind of annoying though when you're talking and someone does some kind of weird movement, Brian.
He did it
Thanks.
twice, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying, bro.
Look, I'm making eye
I
contact
know,
with
man,
producers.
but
Yeah.
you know, you and
signals.
Menace.
What? What'd I do?
Well, it's just like, come on, man. You don't need to do the 50.
I was trying to protect Jay from losing his status with his government program, so I was making a note to him, ask him if he wants us to take that out
point,
later.
good point.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, so we told them to mark.
Can
that,
you
'cause we don't want you to
imagine
get sued by
some
the
like
government?
superintendents like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
just be
Larson.
just looking out
it's
for
the
you.
Larson kid that's taking us for the money.
That's who it is.
That's who it is. The
Yeah.
kid from Boston.
Maybe it was an overabundance of caution. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking like we said about Boston, you know what's your favorite town that you've performed in?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like that audiences that you were just like, wow, they love me.
All right, my forever comedy club will be Comedy Works,
Denver. Yeah, that's all anyone
Great
says.
room.
Man, holy shit! And you know, I play I don't play the downtown. You know, well,
Yeah.
I don't play either one of them now. But like,
When you first started, you never did the downtown.
I did downtown,
Yeah.
and then she built
Yep.
the
The bigger
south,
one. Yep.
and I played that one time, and then I was hooked.
Yeah.
And she made an exact replica of the downtown acoustics, like the way she built it and all that.
Yeah.
You know, she did that, right?
No.
Yeah, she measured it and made the same thickness of the walls and all that. That's why yeah,
That's
man.
intense.
She went all
That's
out, and then
dope.
she added a balcony to it, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing experience you'll ever have.
I've
is that
only
room.
done that one. The
Oh,
South
the
one.
South.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
It was nice.
I really
I've
like,
always
uh,
wanted to do the downtown.
Yeah, man.
Acme in Minneapolis is a really good room. You know that place?
Yeah.
Never,
It's really
never
good.
played that one.
You know what? Actually, the place when that year in Montreal when we all met,
That was a good time.
you guys both played Comedy Works above Jimbo's Pub, the Montreal Comedy Works.
Maybe the
that was an
greatest room I've ever
incredible
performed
room.
in.
The best room.
I've tried to go back there.
I did.
I
Yeah,
called
It's
them.
gone.
You
It's
did?
closed.
I
They burned
did.
down.
I was out there for 2 years ago. They gave me an award,
Yeah.
and I literally was like, I need to play that room. And JB was there.
Wow.
I think Finesse Mitchell was there.
Yeah.
That room's so tiny. Was there like 100 people in that room?
Yeah, it's 100.
And you know what's
I used
crazy?
to run
is-
that room. for
You know
the
what's
festival.
crazy is the staff still remembered me.
Oh yeah.
It was so
I remember that
crazy.
set. I remember that set. God, it was a banger. I've talked
Yeah.
about it on this podcast before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a really strong set.
Oh, thank
that was,
you,
You were
man.
doing all the. You had just had your son.
Yeah.
And so you were doing all that stuff about
Birth.
about hey, pull out.
Oh yeah.
Pull out, motherfuckers.
So this wasn't
That's
even
how
your
much work it
Montreal
was.
set?
No.
Yeah.
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 But I just went up
great
recently, and that man, talk about
It's
bringing
gone
back
though.
memories.
That place burned down.
But I
it's
just
gone
played
now.
it.
Not recently, it didn't. Unless they.
How many years ago did it burn down?
This past year, it was 2 years ago that you played it. This last year, it was closed in July because the place burned.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck
Damn.
me.
Yeah.
So I
sucks.
got in there before it burnt down?
Yes.
That to this day, I can remember so much stuff from that room. I can remember the outdoor staircase.
Yep.
I can remember talking to this one dude who drove up there who was a comic. He's like, I just drove to the festival. And we were talking. We're sitting there just talking. And I go, dude, I'll be right back, all right? And they, as I said, I'll be right back, they were like, Jay Larson. And I just walked up, did my set, and I came back, and he's like, what the fuck was that, dude? And I go, what? He goes, you just walk away, perform, and then come back? I'm like, I said I'd be right back, dude.
That's
But
sick.
that room gave me a comfort level I can't ever remember.
Yeah. Low ceilings.
Oh.
It got hot in that room and it didn't matter. It was like
Yeah.
kind of okay.
You know what's crazy is I wish they would have had a house photographer taking pictures of the stairwell
Yep.
because all the comics that were in the stairwell
Yeah,
was
dude.
so legend.
We could not fit another person in the room.
Nah, man.
Everybody was trying to get in there.
Everyone was on the side of that.
Yeah, that was
right
my
by the bar.
job was to keep people out of that fucking room.
Really?
My first 7 years working for that festival, they brought me up there to run that room because it
That
was
was-
such a hard room to run.
That was a good time, man.
Yeah.
Good
City-wise, Philadelphia, to me,
time. Oh,
the best
are you talking about Helium?
comedy fans I've ever experienced.
You
Yes.
talking about Helium?
At Helium.
Yeah, man.
I performed there twice, and both times I was like, Jesus Christ, they're so
crazy.
smart, quick. They were on it. They paid attention. They got the broad stuff, the small stuff.
Yeah.
It was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yep, you're
Couldn't
right.
believe it.
Philly's crazy too because they're an AM radio town. You can still market your shows on AM radio. I think I
Really?
did more.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I think I did 4 AM radio stations. I've never ever done AM before till I went to Philly. Literally.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
man.
nuts.
So, anyways, I got another one. DC, bro.
Oh, for sure.
DC.
For
I just
sure.
played DC, and it was like,
Yeah,
I played the DAR, bro. Constitution Hall. Of course, where Delirious was filmed, and that's what made me want to become a comic when I saw Delirious, and I literally walked through the door. Because, you're supposed to come up through the stage. And I was like, I'm going through that door. And they're like, yeah, but the crowd's going to see you, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm going through that door.
Wait, what's the door?
The door where Eddie went through.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I went right through that door. See, it's still there. That door's still there. Dude, I'm telling you, that was one of the greatest sets of my life, man. I did 2 shows there. Just this weekend. It was sick, bro. Sick.
Yeah.
DC is amazing.
Yeah, I
Seattle?
always love that town. But I mean, Chappelle did a special there.
Yep.
Murphy did a special there. Did you just do a special?
I just shot. I shot a different style of special in the Philippines.
Yeah, I got that vibe from the way you posted it, like what you said about it.
Because I wanted to promote the community and the culture. So I wanted to bring some Filipino comics there. The whole staff was Filipino.
that-
Crew,
Yeah, I thought
all
it was
those, all
rad.
the camera guys are Filipino,
All
right?
the cameras,
Yeah.
everyone was Filipino.
It's cool.
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to
rad.
help.
Yeah. No, that's
And
rad.
we did it.
And then they painted that basketball court with your face on it.
Yeah.
That's
That was
nuts.
nuts. Yeah, I cried. Yeah, it was kind of cool, man. But if you listen to the guy's words, it was really wow. It was really beautiful what he said.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
I was there for a week. Man, I couldn't even walk in that town.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I was talking with you.
I
It's
gave
like
no
you're
comp.
the-
There's no comps in that
Yeah.
town. I don't give any comps. Any show, I don't give comps.
Yeah.
All my shows are 100%. You have to buy your ticket to come in.
Wait, but I'm not. I thought I was getting comped into the forum show that's happening.
No, man, you gotta buy the ticket, bro. They're
Okay,
singles.
I mean,
They're
that's
singles.
I'm literally on the show. Yeah.
Couple singles, man.
Yeah,
What do we
there's
got?
some singles,
We
man.
got 28
Yeah,
C.
yeah,
we got,
yeah.
My wife
We
can't
got
even sit next
Loge.
to me.
Nope.
All right.
Nah,
She wanted to
your
come
wife's
too.
gonna be in the balcony. Bro.
Yeah.
Well,
Text her.
Yeah.
No, but why was I telling you that? No comps.
No
I don't even
comps.
know why. I was
Philippines can't walk. You.
Oh, it was just
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was just like
Yeah, some of the videos, it looked like you were the president.
it was crazy. They were just
Yeah.
anything I did, they were talking about it.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable, man.
That's cool.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, thanks.
I heard they painted that basketball court over again the next day, though.
Yeah, the next day. Yeah.
They had a game.
It's
Yeah,
Eddie
they
Murphy.
had a
It's
game,
Eddie
dude.
Murphy now.
No, I shared this story before on my podcast, but I bought tickets to a show and I was late 5 minutes and he ripped me for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
the stage?
Yeah.
From the stage.
Yeah, because the
my
asshole had
dumbass-
front row seats.
Yeah, I bought front row seats.
And he comes late in the
Yeah.
middle of my show. I fucking destroyed him. I
Yeah.
didn't even tell anybody who it was.
Yeah.
I didn't want anyone to know it was my
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
friend.
Yeah,
I just
killed.
wanted to destroy him for being that late
Killed.
in the front row, center front row, which is like, huh?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was fun.
You
That was
can't-
the
Yeah.
Wynn Hotel.
Yep. Going back to the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Man,
gonna be
I can't wait
early
for you
this
to come
time.
do a show with me,
I bet
Jay.
you're going to sit in the back, though.
Hell yeah.
Jay, you got to do one of my shows. They would love
I would
you.
love to, dude.
They would love,
Love
you.
to.
Yeah.
I'll find out what we got coming up, man. You got to
That's
do
awesome.
something.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
For sure. And everyone else should go see Jay. There's nothing coming up right now as we speak?
I mean, in April, I'm in Vermont. That's it.
What are you playing in Vermont?
Vermont Comedy Club in Burlington.
Oh, nice.
Cool little spot.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did a one-nighter there 2 years ago. I was doing this all crowd work tour, and I stopped in there because I was doing a college.
Yeah.
So we did I was doing a college on Thursday. I did that on Wednesday. Then I went to New Hampshire Friday, and then I went to Boston Saturday.
That's dope.
So it was a good little run. But yeah, like I said, I don't do many weekends.
Yeah.
And I don't get barked at a lot to do weekends. So
Yeah.
the clubs that do want me to go, I look at my wife and I'm like, let's figure out. I gotta stay sharp, so I have to go out at least a couple times a year
Yeah.
if I can. So
Locally, do you go up?
yeah, I go to the store primarily.
Yeah.
That's the store and the Improv.
Yeah. What's the name of the pod again, Jay?
The Throughline podcast. The Throughline.
Everyone listen to Jay Larson, man. He's not only an amazing comic, but an amazing dad and a good friend. And we need to keep in touch more.
Yeah, man.
I genuinely love you.
love you too,
You've
brother.
always been nice since the day I got to LA, and you're just that's you, man.
I don't know any other way, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just such a good person. I was just thinking the other day.
You
I'm
really are,
I'm
though.
actually
Yeah.
mean.
No, you're not.
I
He's gonna
started,
he can be mean.
dude. I just the other day I was like thinking, I'm like, what's the meanest? I have some mean jokes.
Yeah.
One of the meanest jokes I've ever told. I can never tell it. Don't ask me. I'm not going to tell it.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because there's only one person in the world that heard that joke.
Yeah.
Do you know who that person is?
Who?
You.
Oh, Brian?
What?
Brian. I will not tell it on air. I will never say. I won't. It would end me.
Yeah.
But we can talk about it afterwards. But I started thinking, like, what's the second worst joke I ever made? And this is what it was. My friend was. Because you know how tragedy plus time is comedy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And usually comedy comes from very unique situations, right?
Yeah.
So I was in a very unique situation. My buddy was moving from New York to Atlanta, and I was helping him move with two other of his friends. His brother had recently got out of rehab and was supposed to come help us that morning. While we're moving, he gets a phone call, and I'm staying there in the room with him with the two other friends, and he's like, yeah, okay, hangs up the phone, looks at us and goes, my brother died, and he walked out. This is like, he's moving to Atlanta. We got to move him that day. All this stuff is happening. Just got out of rehab. We go downstairs to his wife, and I'm like, just. I look at her. I go, just go with him. We'll do everything. She's like, all right. So she leaves, but I can't not see humor in every. You know what I mean? I can't.
Yeah.
And these two other guys had a little bit of comedy background, so like it had been about 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I walked upstairs, and they had a couch in their hand, and I go, more bad news, guys. And they go, what's up? I go, his sister died. And they go, no, not now. Get out of here. And I couldn't stop laughing. And it was like the meanest.
Yeah.
And tragedy plus time, and that joke was tragedy plus 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. That's 4 minutes.
Which was literally
Not
too
enough time.
soon. Yeah.
That's not enough time.
Maybe too soon.
And I started thinking, I'm like, man, I have a lot of mean jokes that I've done to people. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just I find so much pleasure in like really mean, dark stuff.
But yeah, I think that's all of us. Like, I'm pretty sure. Look, every time something bad happens on the news, if you're a comedian like us,
Yeah.
we always think of the joke. It's just, I don't know what it is.
Trying to
we're
figure out how
geared
to
that way.
process it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not even that. It just comes out. It's like we vomit the joke. It's not like we even think. We don't. We don't look at the situation and go, "Ooh, how would this be funny?" It just comes out of us.
Yes.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's just our brains are geared that way. And John Lovitz, all right, I used to open for John
Yeah.
Lovitz, right? And John was saying the same thing to me. We were eating, and he just goes, "I don't understand." I go, what? He goes, this one lady, he was so mad because he just did like a phone interview or some shit.
Yeah.
And he goes, she's like, do you always think of stuff funny? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a comedian. That's what I do. Like, I don't understand that question. Like, I just don't get it. Like, every time I see something, I think of something funny. Don't you, Jo Koy? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the same way. He's like, I don't get it. Like, he was literally not upset, but he just doesn't understand how someone could just go through the day always being serious. That's what he was getting at.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I get it. You're interviewing, but like, yeah, I'm funny. I like to be funny. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be serious all fucking day.
And I know that there's an audience for stuff, and I knew that these two guys, we were the ones stuck moving at this point. They both knew comedy. They knew I was a comedian,
Yeah.
and I was like, it's a small, I wouldn't do it in front of my buddy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I
Who
let
just-
that go.
Yeah.
It took me a couple years before
Yeah.
I would even share that with him.
Yeah, and
But-
if you would have done it in front of the buddy, that
Oh,
joke,
he would have been.
Oh, yeah.
that
he
joke
would've
wouldn't
been.
have killed.
No, yeah.
That wouldn't have killed.
That would have been deader than the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my fear though with people that are nice, right? So Joe's nice. He's nice to me. And then Jay, apparently you are nice. because
Jay
Joe
is very nice.
Yeah.
He just has very mean tendencies.
Yeah, I hate upsetting nice people because I feel
Ooh,
it's
that's
the
a good
worst.
one. Yeah, because I'm a dick.
Yeah, because I'd be afraid.
Oh,
I'd be
dude,
sick to my
that's
stomach
so
if I
true.
upset.
That's so true.
Somebody that's constantly nice.
I'm extremely nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if
When you
somebody's
cross me, oh man,
I wanna die
I will
inside.
fucking go
Yeah.
crazy.
Because
on
everybody
you.
wants to be mean. It's easy.
Yeah,
it's
it
easy
is.
and it
Yeah.
can feel good. You know, you
Yeah.
have to like work at trying to be nice. So
Yeah.
if someone gets you cross, you're like, all right, here we go. You
Yeah.
ready?
Here we go. You know what else I noticed? The guys that are mean a lot are usually the ones that don't really like confrontation.
Yes,
You
dude.
notice that too?
Yes,
You feel because
yeah.
the ones that aren't nice, that's their front because they don't want to be in a
Yeah.
confrontation. So they're always this bravado. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They're always being a dick. Like, you don't want to fuck with me. Then you fuck with them. Like, hey, dude, I'm so sorry.
I know.
Right?
I found that out with someone. They
That's
were like
crazy.
They were bucking me and bucking me and bucking me, and finally I was like, "Fuck this!"
Yeah.
And I just stepped to him, and they caved.
Yeah.
And I remember getting off the phone and being like,
Oh.
"What?
Yeah.
I didn't know they'd cave like that."
Yeah.
And I called my friend who had beat. I go, "Call him right now. All you have to do is step up, and they'll cave." And they did.
Yeah.
I did that too. It's the fucking greatest feeling. You're like, oh, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
You're not really a tough guy.
Yeah.
No.
That's just
No.
a front.
No.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is fun, Jay.
Always.
I love you, man.
I love you too.
Can I
buddy.
do your pod?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so this is the deal. I'm doing your pod, and you're going to do my show.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to also pay
To take
for a
my family-
VIP package.
To Disneyland.
All expense paid. Fun time.
Listen, hold
to
on.
Disneyland.
I know Disneyland is closed, but I really prefer World. So
Ooh. First class.
first class, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
Like,
Round trip.
JetBlue Mint.
Oh yeah, for sure.
JetBlue Mint.
Let's just do. Let's take baby steps. Remember when he was gonna be a
Anaheim.
seal?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do the
my
seal move.
Yeah, my seal
yeah,
grind.
yeah.
My
Let's do
seal
the
grind.
seal.
Yeah.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't. I
you
have two
think-
French bulldogs. Are my
Okay.
my
Do you think you'll ever have kids?
Probably not. No.
But are you an uncle?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I'm an
That
uncle.
ends that.
So
The most uninteresting man. Menace.
why? Now no one, because I thought it'd be funny, like, you know, Menace used to want to be a SEAL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
that that family story.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have like a soon-to-be brother-in-law. I treat like a kid.
Okay,
Yeah, he's younger.
Okay, that's nothing.
What?
No, that's not really someone.
That's
He's
nothing,
like 20 years younger than me.
Menace. That's nothing. Okay.
Is
All
your
right,
sister
sorry.
20 years younger than you?
My sister was born when I was 13, so she's like 27 years younger than me.
Wow.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Wait. If she was born when you were 13, she's 13 years
Years younger than you.
Oh yeah.
I was saying the same thing in my head.
I was like,
I was saying the same thing in my head
I
too,
could tell
Brian.
you were there. You weren't, though,
I was
Jay.
definitely
I
not.
was like, oh, okay.
My bad.
In my head, I was like, wait a minute.
You know what I was
okay.
doing? I
You
was
know
looking
what?
right past.
You know
them.
what?
Yeah, you were
I'm
looking right
sorry.
past stuff. Yep. Yep.
And I said that
right
with
past
confidence too, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
sure did.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
man,
was
it
like,
all
yeah.
made sense in
It's
his
like,
head.
yo, I know math.
Yep.
Yeah,
She was born when I was 13.
Yeah, so she's
and
13
I'm
years younger than me.
38
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So
Carry the one.
yeah,
where
about
did you
27
get
years
this
younger
on?
for sure.
plus 40.
Carry that
double
one,
it?
man.
Yeah. She was born in the early
I've been up
90s.
since really early this morning. I'm on 27, 25 radio stations.
It went down. 27, 25. Carry the one.
Not really good at math.
54.
But yeah, I have a younger sister.
I'm on 25 radio stations, so that's about 40 radio stations.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good for you,
Yeah.
Brian, for
Yeah.
keeping us in check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
thank you,
I
Brian.
was
I'm the
literally
math.
doing that too.
Yeah.
And then you
Brian's-
hit it. I was
yeah.
like, did he just say that?
Yeah.
And then Brian called him out. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Man, ecstasy is amazing.
I know,
Makes you
right?
so smart. Ecstasy makes you so
He's
smart.
on
Quick,
point.
too.
Yeah,
Quick,
yeah.
you know?
Cocaine, you're dumb. Ecstasy,
Yeah.
smart.
Right on it.
That's one thing. One thing about ecstasy, math. Yeah,
People don't know it. I got
Yeah.
my kids on
Your
it.
math's so
My
good.
kids on
a
it.
lot of mathematicians
Yeah.
on ecstasy. Naked, but solving
Yeah.
problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Killing it.
One thing
Making
about Menace,
friends.
when Menace laughs real hard, his glasses fog
I
up.
know.
Look,
And when I get
look,
nervous, too.
always.
They're fogged up.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Every time.
Always the left one, though.
I say it all the time to
Yeah.
him. I'm like, dude, your glasses always fog up. He goes,
Weird.
I know, I'm laughing, man. My face starts to heat up.
yeah.
That's what it is. Huh?
It's really
Yeah.
hot.
His face is hot.
Yeah.
I got a hot face, man.
Hot face.
Jay, we have to end.
Yeah, man.
So Throughline is the podcast.
Throughline podcast.
Jay Larson is the website.com.
JayLarsonComedy.com.
Jay
Jay Larson
Larson
Comedy,
Comedy.
Instagram, all that.
Ooh, I'm telling you, this guy is hysterical, and I love everything about you, Jay.
Thanks, buddy. You too.
You're a
man.
role model to all of us, especially the dads. Go see this man live, or just go to his podcast. I love you. Thank you for jumping
You
into the
too, buddy.
pod.
You got it.
And I love you, Menace. Love you, Brian.
Love you
Bye.
too.
See you later.
Bye.
Scorpions Avenue.